saw was what I now call an energy being, radiating energy, semi-translucent, multiple colors. My wife, she disappeared right in front of me. The dog disappeared right in front of me. And then this intelligence got into my consciousness. I turned around, walked straight upstairs. I immediately was put to sleep. And then 45 minutes later, when I woke up, I was fully conscious. And then I ran down the stairs and poof, my wife was in the middle of the living room saying in Spanish, Aleluya, Aleluya, Los Ángeles la curaron, Los Ángeles la curaron. The angels cured her. Our dog was totally paralyzed and the dog was running around the living room, completely cured. And then 2 months later, my wife, the dog woke her up at 3:30 in the morning. She went outside. She looked up into a big, gigantic UFO. And she told me that morning, she said, oh, my angels came and visited me last night.
Dad looked up and saw an object that came down and had lights. It was rather frightening to him.
The following morning, we went out to the site where the crash was. And what I saw, I couldn't believe there was so much of it. It was not anything from this earth.
When we got up to it, there were 4 bodies there. And as we approached, the creature drew back like this, like it was in fear of us. Uncle Ted was trying to talk to this thing, and all of a sudden it just turned and looked right straight at me. This is when it was just like an explosion of things in my head.
He come across this object on the ground, so he jumped out of his pickup and went down there, and there was 4 beings laying on the ground.
She said that when they got there, that there was a large round object, and she said there were little people.
Then the military come in and surrounded the area.
And when this creature saw these people, he went nuts.
She goes, never tell anybody, because the government can always find you.
When we got out the highway, this place was absolutely full. There was airplanes sitting out there that they had landed on the highway.
Gentlemen, and General Rainey is the one who told the newsman it was nothing more than a weather observation balloon, of course, which we both knew differently.
An alien had come off the craft and had been shot. This is kind of like the Roswell of the East. I was going into the base and I noticed that there are some lights off in the distance at the end of the runway there. And when I got into the command post, the senior master sergeant in charge said,
there's been UFOs in the pattern all night.
They're on radar. The tower had seen them. They got in aircraft reports and so on. And that one had landed or crashed at Fort Dix. An alien had come off the craft and had been shot by a military policeman and apparently was wounded and was heading for McGuire. Our security police went out there and found him on the end of the runway dead. And I'm prepared to tell the story in front of Congress.
I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes and I saw a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. I reached for my pistol, and I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal, and they do die. In the process, one of them just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. Burnt my fingers right off of me, and there was a Green Beret that was right behind me. He shoved me back in the dash and hit the button and took me up. He died. I wouldn't be alive talking to you today. I'm forever indebted. 66 Secret Service agents, Green Berets, Black Berets, lost their lives because the government lied, did not tell us anything about the alien threat.
I saw this person and his eyes were like in a slant.
They had
longish hair, and it was all black.
There were lights surrounding the ship. They didn't touch the ground.
And we got closer and closer, and we heard this flute. Then I saw one person sitting on top of the ship and guarding it. I saw this black figure running in slow motion. It looks like a stick, but it was very thin.
I saw the bigger one and the spaceship, like 4 or 5 of them.
I think they came here to try and warn us when we're older there's something going to happen to the Earth.
They went 1 meter up from the ground and then they just disappeared.
And then it didn't come back again.
I dreamt that the same one I saw, he came into my bedroom and he took me from my bed.